Hey everyone, if you're running a Shopify store, then this one is for you. Let me guess, you've had those moments where a bunch of your orders just bounce back. Your logistic partner says, sorry, this one was returned to origin. RTO, a dreaded term. It doesn't just ruin your week, it dents your revenue, kills your margin, and drives your ROAS through the floor. But what if I told you there's a smarter way to tackle it? And no, I'm not talking about adding a tiny disclaimer during a checkout or begging customers on WhatsApp. I'm talking about using the data you already own, your first party data, to actively reduce RTO. Hey there, this is Shalini from Customer Labs. So let's get started with the video. So first, what exactly is RTO or return to origin? In simple terms, it means your customer placed an order, but for some reason the product never reached and it got sent back to you. This happens mostly in cash on delivery orders, especially in markets like India, where COD is still the default mode. Now, let's take a look at some common reasons. The fake purchase, the classic I didn't order this, the delivery address errors, unavailable customers at the time of delivery, the last minute change of mind, and my personal favorite, the I just wanted to see if this worked kind of buyer. It's annoying, I know, but worse, it's expensive. How? Let me show you how this snowballs. Say you spend $10,000 on Meta ad and you get 1,000 purchases at a cost per purchase of $10. Your AOV, which is average order value, is $120. And so you're expecting $120,000 as your revenue. Not bad, right? But wait, your RTO rate is 30%. That's 300 orders that bounce back. That's $36,000 gone. Your actual revenue now is $84,000. So your ROAS drops from 12 to 8.4. That's a 30% cut. And this doesn't even account for shipping returns, restocking, customer support time, and potential product damage. It is a silent killer of profit margins. But here's what else you're losing, and this part stings. Your CAC, which is customer acquisition cost, just shot up. Let's walk through it. You spent $10,000 on Meta ads that brought you 1,000 purchases. Nice and clean. Your blended CAC is just $10 per customer. Looks great on your dashboard, right? But wait, 300 of those orders are RTOs. That's 300 customers who never paid you a dollar, zero revenue from them. Now you're left with only 700 actual customers, but you still spent the full $10,000 to acquire all the 1,000 users. Which means your real CAC is not $10, it's 14.29 per customer who actually received and paid for the product. So, if you're optimizing your ads based on $10 CAC, guess what? Your old ROAS projection is flawed. Your LTV to CAC ratio totally off. Your project margin models, they might look healthy in dashboards, but your bank account tells a different story. And here's the worst part. Most teams don't catch this until the month end reconciliation. By then, you've already scaled a broken campaign, you've poured more fuel into a leaky bucket. And just when you think it can't get worse, it also distorts and messes with your algorithm running. Here's the thing, ad platforms like Meta run on signals. The cleaner and more accurate the signals, the better they can optimize for real conversion. But RTO, it sends false signals. It creates an illusion. Let's break that down. Most brands, maybe even yours, fire the purchase event right after the checkout. Sounds logic, right? But here's the issue, the purchase signal is being fired even before the product is shipped, delivered, or confirmed. So if the order gets returned or never accepted, the ad platform still thinks it's a successful conversion. So now you're literally training the algorithm on fake data. You're telling it, good job, Meta, these are our best buyers. When really, they never paid, never received the product, and they just cost you money. But wait, it gets deeper. This flawed signal flows into your lookalike and retargeting campaigns. How? Lookalike audiences are built based on your seed or custom audiences, like the past purchases. But if the seed audience is filled with high RTO users, then the 1% to 5% lookalike audience, yeah, it's filled with people just like them. People who don't complete orders or worse or habitually reject them. So now you're spending even more targeting the wrong crowd and knowingly training Meta to repeat the same mistake again and again and again. All because your pixel only knew the first half of the story. And if you're still thinking, okay, it messes up my ads, but how bad can it be for my margins? Let's talk about something most brands forget to track: reverse logistics. We all religiously track CAC, ROAS, AOV, right? But reverse logistics, it quietly eats away your profit margin and barely anyone notices. Here's what exactly happens behind every returned order. You've already paid for the delivery. Let's say that's anywhere between $5 to $12. The product doesn't get accepted and you pay again to bring it back. That's double the logistic cost for zero revenue. But it doesn't stop there. Once it's returned, you just can't toss the product back onto the shelf and resell it. You need manual checks. Are the tags intact? Is the packaging okay? Is it worn out or damaged? That's labor cost right there. Plus, if it can't be resold, your COGS, that is cost of goods sold, total loss. And you still end up footing the delivery bill both ways. Now, add to this the ripple effect. Every RTO leads to a customer support ticket. Where's my order? I want to return it. Can you redeliver? More tickets, more time, more people, more cost. And here's the irony: the customer might be the one who rejected it, but you still get the blame. That leads to poor satisfaction scores and more churn. Oh, and if you offer free returns or free delivery, which is kind of expected in US market, your margins just took another hit. Now, imagine this happening at 30% scale across all your orders. This is why reducing RTO should be your top priority. It is a must if you care about your real ROAS and want to scale profitably. Because if your campaign goal is truly to drive conversion and retain customers, you have to look at first party data as your foundation. All right. So we have clearly seen how RTO messes with everything: your CAC, your algorithm, your margins. Now let's flip the script. Let's talk solutions. Because yes, reducing RTO is totally possible if you put your first party data to work. First party data is your weapon against RTO. By now, you probably know ad campaigns are more than just about clicks and impression. And here's the math nobody tells you. IRTO is equal to low POAS. That's post order attribution success, by the way. If your post order reality looks nothing like your pre order dashboard, that is a problem. So, how do you fix this? We need to stop training the ad algorithms with the blind spots. We need to feed it reality. And that starts with first party data. Let's dive into what that actually looks like. First, clean up your audience targeting. First party data tells you more than just who clicked. It tells you who confirmed, who accepted delivery, and who posted. So, what can you do? Segment them. People with RTO history, users who cancel last minute, COD folks who never confirmed, tag them all in, literally give them labels like RTO flagged or high risk RTOs. Now, next time you run a high discount campaign, you're not targeting everyone. You can exclude the folks who are most likely to waste your ad dollars. That's how first party data saves you before the campaign even begins. Now, set smarter rules for COD campaigns. Look, not all COD is bad. Not all COD is bad, but not all COD users are equal either. But with first party data, you can get smart about who gets that option. Users who have successfully paid COD before, first time users from high RTO zip codes, users who ignored your order confirmation text or email, repeat offenders with failed deliveries, definitely. This isn't about blocking COD entirely, it's about controlling risk with actual behavioral data. You're still offering flexibility, but now it's calculated flexibility. So, to sum this up, first party data helps you target smarter, filter better, and cut the risk before it even happens. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Alright, now let's get into the real meat of the video. You've seen the problem, you know the power of first party data, let's talk execution. Here are some solid 1PD strategies you can use to reduce RTO, clean up your ad signals, and scale profitably without wasting another ad dollar. So, first up, introduce partial COD. Let's face it, not everyone trusts prepaid, especially in Tier 2 and Tier 3 regions. But blocking COD altogether, that's too risky as well. So, here's a smarter play: introduce partial COD. You ask for a small token amount, say $3 at the checkout. Only high intent users will pay that and proceed. For example, pay $3 now to confirm your order, pay the rest on delivery, and get a 5% discount on your next purchase. This is something you can try. It's a win win. You filter out impulse COD orders and reward genuine buyers. Pair this with business intelligence data from tools like ShipRocket and your own first party behavioral data like past order value, product category, and return history. And you've got a system that reduces RTO and even nudges users towards prepaid. Second, exclude high risk users using risk flags. Platforms like ShipRocket can flag users with multiple failed deliveries, high return rates, and COD drop offs. Use these risk flags to your advantage. Segment these users and either exclude them from the high budget meta campaign or push them to partial COD flow instead. You can even build negative audiences on meta ads. So, these risk users don't eat up your budget or mess with your lookalike accuracy. And third, run prepaid only campaigns for risky zones. This is where geo level segmentation comes in. Use first party data to identify zip codes with high RTO rates. Then run prepaid only campaigns in those areas. And to sweeten the deal, offer prepaid incentives like free shipping, bonus points, future discounts. This reduces RTO in the zones and start shifting behavior towards prepaid. You're not just reacting, you're actively reshaping customer behavior. And fourth, segment audiences based on payment mode behavior. Here's a smart one. Segment your users based on how they typically pay, either prepaid or COD. Now run custom messaging for each. For prepaid users, push loyalty perks like free delivery, personalized discount, upsell or cross-sell offers to boost LTV. They are already low risk, so nurture them and turn them into repeat buyers. For COD users, don't ignore them. Instead, introduce partial COD to lower risk. This kind of behavior based segmentation makes your campaigns feel tailored and it shows in your conversions. Fifth, enrich ad platforms with delivery status data. Here's where things go wrong often. You send the purchase event to Meta or Google, but order never gets delivered. That sends false signals to the ad platforms. The algorithm thinks that the user converted when in fact it was an RTO. So, what happens? Your campaign gets optimized for non buyers. Fix this by only sending the purchase event post successful delivery, especially for COD orders. Better yet, filter out RTOs completely from your purchase event stream. Now, your targeting, lookalikes, and performance audiences are all trained on real conversion, not noise. Sixth, personalized post purchase journeys. First party data doesn't just help before the purchase, it's just a powerful after. You can set up automated WhatsApp messages to confirm orders, send delivery reminders, follow up on non delivery, all triggered by one PDOps platform and Shopify data. Why does this matter? Because many RTOs happen when people forget they ordered, or someone else receives it, or they don't even recognize the package. Proactive personalized messaging reduces that drastically. These are practical, data backed 1PD strategies to reduce RTO and boost your conversion health. They are not hacks, they are not one time tweaks, they are long term systems built around behavioral data, your most valuable asset. To sum it up, reducing RTO isn't just about better shipping or customer service, it's a data problem. And the solution first party data. So we started breaking the myth that RTO is only a logistic issue. In reality, high RTO eats into your margin, breaks your ad performance, and messes with your customer trust. Then we saw how first party data helps you fix it at every level. Smart audience targeting, like segmenting and excluding your users with past RTO behavior and tag them high risk. COD control, introducing partial COD without hurting conversions. Geo level targeting, identify high RTO zip codes and run prepaid only campaigns with incentives. Payment mode segmentation, creating separate journeys for COD and prepaid users. Ad platform enrichment by firing the purchase event after successful delivery. That way, the algorithm learns from real buyers. Post purchase personalization, follow up with delivery reminders, confirmations, and reduce failed handovers. So, by using first party data, you can avoid targeting RTO prone buyers, control who gets COD and how, train ad platforms with accurate delivery signals, protect your margins from silent killers, and build a customer base that actually converts and stays. This isn't some back end techie stuff. This is growth marketing 101 in 2025. And the best part, you don't need any new tools, just smart use of your own data. With that being said, let's address some questions. What exactly is RTO? I know this is pretty beginner, but still. RTO stands for Return to Origin. It happens when a product that's already been shipped gets returned before it even reaches the customer. Think of it like a boomerang, except it costs you money. RTO leads to extra shipping fees, stuck inventory, and cash flow headaches for e commerce businesses. So, next question, why is RTO such a silent killer for e commerce brands? Because it creeps up on you. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but over time, RTO starts eating into your margin with higher cost logistics, as we saw in the video earlier, slower cash cycles, and frustrated customers. Most brands don't even realize how it's hurting them until it's too late. So it's high time that you reduce your RTO using these 1PD strategies. If you need any help, you know what to do. So let's move to the next question. How can first party data help with RTO? First party data gives you insider info straight from your own customers. It helps you spot patterns like which customers or location are more likely to return orders. You can then personalize how you talk to them, double check COD orders, and avoid fake or impulsive buys. So, how do you actually use first party data? Like I've already mentioned, this is a small gist. Start by collecting it directly, like through website forms, purchase history, or even how users interact with your site. Then use a platform like Custom Labs to bring it all the data together, segment your audience, and trigger smart actions like sending a reminder email or showing a specific ad. Next, how can an e-commerce brand use first-party data? You can do a lot actually. For example, retarget people who showed buying intent, stop spending on risky users, and make your ad budget work harder. Tools like Custom Labs makes it easy to sync this data with platforms like Meta and Google so you can cut down the RTO even before it happens. So here's the bottom line. As performance marketers, it's easy to focus on front end metrics like CTRs and CPAs, but if RTO is high, those numbers are really lying to you. You're not just losing revenue, you're feeding ad platforms the wrong signals. That's why, that's why, R- that's why reducing RTO isn't That's why reducing RTO isn't a logistics problem anymore, it's a performance marketing priority. With the power of first party data, you can shift reacting to returns to prevent them before they even happen. From burning ad dollars on risky or fake orders to guiding real customers from click to doorstep. And the best part, you don't need to increase your ad budget, you just need to activate the data you already own. So, if you're serious about scaling your profitability, start optimizing for ad delivered conversions, not just click. Book your strategy call today and let's build a first party data stack that stops RTO from killing your OS once and for all. If you like this video, hit the like button, click subscribe, and share it with all your friends. We also have a community, 1PD Ops Club, where we talk everything about first party data, ad strategies, anything that's trending in performance marketing. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.